Good morning, I'm Robbie Crispin, and this is Quick Court, the fastest way to justice. We're here today in the case between Gary Taranto and Jimmy Lee Marcus. Gary and Jimmy were science partners, but Gary claims that he had to do all the work. Representing Jimmy is his personal attorney, Fred, and their teacher, Mrs. Betts, is supporting Gary. Please rise, said the bailiff. For the Honorable Judge Susan Triton. Yeah, something tells me this case is going to be really boring, complained the judge, so let's get it over with. The case of Gary versus Jimmy is now in session. Mrs. Betts and Gary were very prepared. Where's your briefcase, Fred? Cried Jimmy. I forgot about it. Like student, like attorney, growled Mrs. Betts. We have the science report right here. It was written entirely in Gary's handwriting. And it only has my name on it, said Gary. My client may be a slacker, began Fred, but that paper proves nothing. Gary might have written it all, but is all of that his information? I think he's just not giving Jimmy any credit. Wouldn't you agree, client of mine? Well, I didn't do much with the report itself, said Jimmy. Well, wasn't there also an experiment that went with it? Asked Fred. I'm sure my client would love one of those experiments. Then he should have done it, snapped the teacher. All the experiments were done in class. I saw Gary working very hard with the tools, and I saw Jimmy playing a lot with them. And Jimmy didn't even show up for the final presentation. Therefore, I shouldn't give him any credit. Hold it, I'm at the local newspaper. I need to know something for my report. Jimmy, they have a lot of evidence against you. But there is one way you might still win. Is there any evidence that shows you did do something? No, murmured Jimmy. But all of that evidence doesn't prove he didn't do it, protested Fred. But you have nothing that proves he did do it. Jimmy, how do you plead? Guilty, confessed Jimmy. I'll go tell the jury, said the judge. Wait, called Jimmy. I want to speak with Gary first. Gary, I admit it. I wanted you to do all the work and get me an easy A. But why did you sue me over it? What's wrong with you? Cried Gary. You just said it. You made me do all the work. But what's so bad about that? Asked Jimmy. Well, I guess, I don't know. Can you think of anything? Didn't you like doing all the experiments? Yeah, replied Gary. And doing all that research, added Jimmy. That was pretty fun, added Gary. And didn't you love turning in an A+ report? That you did all by yourself? Yes, I loved it, proclaimed Gary. Your Honor, I drop all charges against Jimmy Lee Marcus. He's the best science partner ever. Well, I guess you win after all, laughed Fred. Not quite, said Mrs. Betts. Your laziness might have been kindness to Gary, but it was utter disrespect to me. Since this was a team project, she added, you and Gary will have to do it again as a team. I'm sure he'll love that. Yeah, grumbled Jimmy, I'm sure he will.